Do you ever wake up feeling like your body's battery didn't quite charge overnight? Maybe your knees feel a bit stiff as you get out of bed, or you find yourself needing that second cup of coffee just to get going. These little aches and feelings of fatigue can become so common after 50 that we start to accept them as just a part of getting older. But what about the quieter signs? That faint, high Nina's pitched hum in your ears when the house is silent. Or finding yourself asking your family to repeat what they said. Not because you weren't listening, but because the words sounded muffled. Many people dismiss these as trivial annoyances, but from a traditional Chinese medicine perspective, they are important signals. That annoying ringing in your ears and the feeling of being run down are oft unconnected. They're whispers from your body's deep energy reserves, telling you it's time to listen and provide some gentle support. This isn't just about aging, it's about how we age. And the good news is we have the power to make that process much more graceful and vibrant. In traditional Chinese medicine, we view the body as a garden. For it to flourish, it needs a strong root system and free mind as flowing water. The kidneys are seen as the root of our vitality, storing our fundamental life energy, which we call qi. Think of your kidney qi as your body's master battery. It's what you're reborn with, and it powers everything from your bones and joints to your brain and, importantly, your hearing. As we age, this battery naturally begins to lose some of its charge. This is a normal process, but our modern, fast-paced lifestyles can drain it faster than necessary. When kidney qi weakens, the ears, which are considered the openings of the kidneys, may not get enough nourishment. This can lead to that persistent humming tinnitus or a gradual decline in hearing sharpness. At the same time, we have the liver system, which acts like the body's traffic controller. It's responsible for ensuring that energy and blood flow smoothly everywhere they need to go. When we're stressed, frustrated, or overworked, this flow can get stuck like a traffic jam. This stagnation can create a different kind of tinnitus, often a louder, more high-pitched ringing, sometimes accompanied by irritability or tension headaches. Say you might have one person whose hearing issues stem from a depleted battery and another whose issues come from an energy traffic jam. Modern science is beginning to see the wisdom in this perspective. Recent research has shown that therapies designed to improve energy flow, like acupuncture, can also enhance blood circulation to the delicate structures of the inner ear. These studies suggest such practices can help reduce oxidative stress, a key factor in age-related cell damage, and calm overactive nerves that contribute to the sensation of ringing. I once worked with a retired school teacher who came to me complaining of a constant buzzing in his ears that was making him feel anxious and withdrawn. He also mentioned a dull ache in his lower back and feeling exhausted by late afternoon, instead of focusing only on his ears. We worked on replenishing his body's battery, his kidney qi, with gentle dietary changes and simple daily practices. He began with steady progress through consistent care. And over a few months, he not only found the buzzing had faded into the background, but he also had more energy for his morning walks and felt more like himself again. Restoring balance and quieting that inner noise isn't about a single magic pill, it's about a collection of small, consistent habits that gently nudge your body back toward harmony. Here are some of the most effective strategies you can start incorporating into your life today. First, focus on nourishing your kidney energy. Your kidney qi is the foundation of healthy aging. Think of it as the deep, ancestral roots of a tree that keep it strong and stable through the seasons. People who could benefit from this are those who experience this or lower back, weak knees, frequent nighttime urination, or a gradual decline in hearing. To replenish this energy, try incorporating more dark-colored foods into your diet, as these are thought to resonate with the kidney system. Things like black beans, black sesame seeds, walnuts, and dark berries are excellent choices. A simple handful of walnuts each day is a wonderful start. Gentle, slow movements like Tai Chi or walking also help circulate energy without depleting your reserves. Second, soothe your liver to ensure smooth energy flow. Your liver is like a master planner, ensuring everything in your body runs on schedule and without obstruction. When it's out of balance due to stress or frustration, energy gets stuck. This can manifest as irritability, tight neck and shoulders, tension headaches, and that loud, high-pitched ringing in the ears. To help your liver, deep, calming breaths are your best friend. Throughout the day, take a moment to inhale slowly for 4 counts, hold for 4, and exhale for 6. This simple act can release pent-up tension. Sipping on gentle teas like chamomile or mint can also help soothe and move stagnant energy. Third, strengthen your spleen to build good quality blood. The spleen system is our digestive fire, a kitchen stove that turns the food we eat into the energy and blood that nourishes our entire body, including the tiny cells in our ears. You might feel tired after eating, have a poor appetite, or experience a softer, lower-pitched tinnitus. The best way to support your spleen is with warm cooked, easy to digest foods. Think of nourishing soups, steamed vegetables, and porridges. Adding a slice of fresh ginger to your tea or meals can also help warm up and support your digestive fire. Fourth, invigorate blood circulation to clear pathways. Sometimes the issue isn't a lack of energy, but a blockage preventing it from reaching the ears. Think of a small stream that has become clogged with leaves and twigs. The water can't flow freely. This can lead to more persistent, stubborn tinnitus or muffled hearing. This is where a wonderful and simple self-care technique comes in, stimulating the ear gate access prayer point. This point is a powerful gateway for unblocking stagnant energy around the ears. Here's how you can do it yourself, even while watching television. First, locate the point by placing your index finger in the small hollow right in front of your ear, just above the little flap of cartilage. You'll feel a slight depression there when you open your mouth slightly. Now, apply gentle but firm pressure with your fingertip, moving in a small circular motion for about a minute on each ear. As you press, breathe deeply. Inhale as you apply pressure and exhale as you release. As one of my mentors, a retired TCM audiologist in Beijing, used to say, my patients who combine this simple access prayer with daily walks often see their hearing sharpen, and the constant ringing begins to fade into the background. For an added benefit, you can gently massage a drop of warm sesame oil behind your ears before bed to further nourish the kidney energy that supports hearing. Fifth, calm your mind to harmonize the heart and kidneys. There is a very important connection between our emotional state and our physical health. Anxiety and poor sleep can severely drain our kidney energy and stir up hyperactivity that worsens tinnitus. When you feel anxious or your mind races at night, it's like a fire flaring up in the body, which consumes the cooling, calming water of the kidneys. To restore this balance, a warm foot soak before bed is incredibly effective. The warmth draws excess energy downward, away from the head, promoting a sense of calm and preparing you for restful sleep. Simply soaking your feet in warm water with a handful of Epsom salts for 15 minutes can work wonders. Here are a couple of simple daily routines you can easily weave into your day to support your hearing and overall well-being. First is a kidney-nourishing morning drink. This is a wonderfully simple and delicious way to build up your body's core energy. You will need 1 tablespoon of black sesame seeds, 2 to 3 whole walnuts, and a small spoonful of honey if you like. In a small blender, combine the black sesame seeds and walnuts with a cup of warm water or unsweetened almond milk. Blend until smooth. You can gently heat it on the stove if you prefer it warmer. The best time to have this is in the morning, as it provides a grounding and nourishing start to your day. This is especially helpful for anyone feeling a bit run down with that low backache or dull ringing in the ears. However, if you have very weak digestion and tend to feel bloated, you might want to start with a smaller amount, perhaps every other day, to see how your body feels. A good self-check is to notice if you feel energized and satisfied after drinking it. If you feel heavy or sluggish, your digestive system might need a bit more support first. Second is a liver-soothing evening foot soak. This is a perfect ritual to wind down, release the day's stress, and calm your mind for better sleep. All you need is a basin large enough for your feet, warm water, and about half a cup of Epsom salts. You can also add a few drops of lavender or chamomile essential oil for extra relaxation. Simply fill the basin with water that is comfortably warm but not hot. Stir in the Epsom salts until they dissolve. Sit in a comfortable chair and soak your feet for about 15 to 20 minutes. The best time for this is about an hour before you plan to go to sleep. This is wonderful for anyone who feels tense, irritable, or finds their tinnitus gets louder when they are stressed. Most people can enjoy this, but if you have diabetes or any circulatory issues in your feet, please check with your doctor first to make sure it's safe for you. The key is to feel your body relax and your mind quiet down as you sew. One of the most important things to remember on this wellness journey is that your body is unique. I often see people who are eager to try a remedy because it worked wonders for their friend or neighbor. While their intention is good, this can sometimes lead to disappointment. In TCM, we understand that two people can have the same symptom, like ringing ears, for completely different reasons. One person's tinnitus might be loud and clanging, a sign of excess energy or what we call liver fire, which needs cooling and calming methods. Another person's might be a soft, gentle hum, a sign of deficiency or a drained kidney battery, which needs gentle nourishment and building up. Using a cooling herb when you need warming would be like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. This is why individualized care is at the heart of our practice. It's not about finding a one-size-fits-all cure, but about listening to your body's specific signals and giving it exactly what it needs to find its own balance. Every small step you take towards better health is a victory. Your body has an incredible capacity to rebalance itself when given the right support. It's not about making drastic changes overnight. It's about the small, consistent acts of self-care that add up over time: the daily ACAS prayer, the nourishing drink, the evening foot soak. These are the practices that build true, lasting wellness from the inside out. Be patient and gentle with yourself. Send this to someone you care about who might need it, perhaps a friend who often complains that people are mumbling or has to turn the TV volume up. Have you experienced that faint ringing in your ears? Comment with the word balance, and I will suggest a simple starting point for you. Taking care of yourself is not just another task on your to-do list, it's a beautiful way of listening to and honoring your body's profound wisdom. Have you ever been sitting in a quiet room only to be joined by a persistent ringing, buzzing, or hissing sound that no one else can hear? Or perhaps you find yourself constantly asking your family to turn up the television, or you strain to follow conversations at a lively dinner party. These moments aren't just minor frustrations. That constant ringing in your ears isn't just annoying, it could be your body's warning sign of auditory stagnation, according to traditional Chinese medicine. It's a gentle whisper from your body asking for a little more attention and care. Many people over 50 assume this is an inevitable part of aging, something to simply put up with. But here's the good news: gently massaging one T or point may help unblock energy flow, reduce that bothersome tinnitus, and even help protect against the gradual hearing decline that can accompany our later years. It's a simple, ancient practice that reminds us we have the power to support our own well-being, one small, consistent action at a time. In traditional Chinese medicine, our bodies are seen as intricate ecosystems where everything is interconnected. The health of your ears isn't just about the ears themselves, it's a reflection of your deeper, foundational energy. Specifically, TCM has taught for thousands of years that the ears are the sensory gateway connected to the kidneys. Think of your kidney energy as the deep, foundational battery pack for your entire body. It stores our core life force, our essence, which we inherit at birth and slowly use up as we live our lives. As this battery naturally depletes with age, the systems it powers can start to show signs of weakness. Because the ears are the opening of the kidneys, they are often one of the first places to signal that our reserves are running a bit low. A low humming tinnitus, like the sound of a distant stream, is often seen as a classic sign of this depleted kidney energy. On the other hand, a sudden loud, high-pitched ringing can be related to another system: the liver. The liver is in charge of the smooth flow of energy, or qi, throughout the body. When we experience high stress, frustration, or anger, this energy can get stuck and flare upwards, like a traffic jam causing horns to blare. This liver fire or liver wind rushes to the head, creating that sharp, intrusive sound in the ears. Modern research is beginning to echo these ancient ideas in its own language. We now know that age-related hearing decline is incredibly common, affecting a large number of adults over 60. This isn't just about sound. Untreated hearing loss is increasingly linked to wider health concerns like cognitive decline, social isolation, and even a higher risk of falls. The science often points to issues like poor circulation to the delicate structures of the inner ear or oxidative stress from inflammation. This is where the TCM approach aligns beautifully. Practices like acupuncture, acusphere at specific points, and herbal therapies are fundamentally aimed at improving circulation, reducing inflammation, and supporting the body's natural antioxidant defenses. A recent review of studies highlighted that certain herbs, like ginkgo biloba and rehmannia, show potential in protecting the ears through these very antioxidant pathways. So, while the language is different, the goal is the same: to nourish and protect the delicate system that connects us to the world of sound. I remember a client, a retired history professor named Robert, who came to me feeling deeply frustrated. He was in his late 60s. And a persistent, high-pitch training in his left ear was making it difficult to enjoy his greatest passion, listening to his vast collection of classical music. He said the constant hiss would compete with the violins, making the experience more stressful than relaxing. He also mentioned feeling irritable lately and having trouble winding down at night. In our conversation, it became clear that the ringing was much worse after a stressful day of managing household repairs or a long, tense phone call with his insurance company. From a TCM perspective, his pattern pointed towards that liver stagnation flaring upwards. His foundational energy was good, but stress was causing these disruptive energy jams. We didn't do anything drastic. We started with the simple practice of massaging the ear gate point each morning and evening to improve local energy flow. I also suggested he start sipping on chrysanthemum tea in the afternoons to help gently clear that upward flaring heat and soothe his nervous system. We worked on deep breathing exercises to manage his stress response. Within a few weeks, he reported that the ringing hadn't vanished, but it had changed. It was softer, less intrusive, and he noticed longer periods of complete quiet. He was enjoying his music again. It was a perfect example of steady progress through consistent, gentle care. Nourish the kidney essence to build your foundation. This is the most crucial strategy for long-term ear health, especially for the kind of gradual decline or low-pitched tinnitus that comes with age. Imagine your body as a mighty oak tree. The kidneys are the deep root system anchoring the tree and drawing up water and nutrients. The ears, like the leaves at the very top of the branches, are the furthest from the roots. If the root system becomes weak or dry, the leaves will be the first to wither. That's why nourishing your kidney essence is like watering the roots of your health. People who benefit most from this approach often experience a low, quiet ringing, almost like the sound of water. They might also have a sore lower back, weak knees, frequent urination at night, and a general feeling of being a bit run down. To support this deep energy reserve, you can turn to your kitchen. Foods that are dark in color are thought to nourish the kidneys. Think of black beans, black sesame seeds, walnuts, and dark berries like mulberries. A simple morning habit could be adding a spoonful of ground black sesame seeds to your oatmeal. Another gentle practice is to warm your lower back. You can do this by simply rubbing your hands together until they are warm and then placing them over your kidney area on your lower back for a few minutes each day. This simple act of warmth helps invigorate the energy in this vital area. Soothe the liver tea to calm the storm. If your tinnitus is loud, high-pitched, and seems to scream at you, especially when you're stressed or upset, this strategy is for you. The liver in TCM is like the body's general manager, ensuring everything flows smoothly. When we under constant pressure, a general manager gets overwhelmed and energy flow gets jammed. This blockage can create a kind of internal pressure or wind that rushes upwards to the head, causing that sharp ringing headaches, neck and shoulder tension, and a general feeling of irritability. The key here is to soothe and gently move the stuck energy. Think of it like entangling a knotted rope. You have to do it gently. People who need this approach often feel a sense of frustration, and their symptoms are clearly linked to their emotional state. A wonderful home remedy is sipping on teas made from calming flowers, like channeling or chrysanthemum. These herbs have a gentle, cooling nature that helps settle that rising energy. Another powerful tool is Aka's prayer on the great surge point, located on the top of your foot in the webbing between your big toe and second toe. Gently pressing and massaging this point for a minute or two on each foot can work wonders for releasing pent-up tension throughout your whole system. Pairing this with a few minutes of slow, deep belly breathing can be incredibly effective at calming the internal storm. Clear dentison's lend to unblock the channels. Do you ever feel like your ears are full of cotton, or that sounds are muffled and distant? This can be accompanied by a feeling of heaviness in your head, a sluggish mind, and perhaps some digestive bloating. In TCM, this pattern is known as damp-phlegmy obstruction. Imagine a misty, foggy day where everything looks and feels unclear. This is what can happen inside your body, an accumulation of internal dampness, often from a diet rich in greasy, sweet, or processed foods, can congeal into a thicker substance called phlegm. This phlegm can then travel upwards and block the clear openings of the head, including the ears. It's not the physical phlegm you cough up, but a more subtle substance that obstructs energy flow. To clear this fog, the first step is dietary. Reducing your intake of dairy, sugar, fried foods, and cold, raw foods can make a huge difference. These foods tend to create more dampness in the body. Instead, favor lightly cooked, warming foods. A simple remedy is to drink small amounts of barley tea or Koixi Job's tears tea, both of which are known for their ability to gently help the body drain excess dampness. The goal is to dry up the internal bog so that energy and sound can move through freely once more. Activate blood and key circulation to the ears, regardless of the underlying pattern. Ensuring good energy and blood flow to the head is always beneficial. The delicate structures of the inner ear are like a tiny, intricate garden that requires a constant, steady stream of nourishment from the blood. If that flow is weak or constricted, the garden can't thrive. Think of it like a kink in a garden hose the water can't get through effectively. This is where the ear gate point, known as Ting Gong in Chinese, becomes our hero. This point is a crucial intersection for several energy meridians that travel around the ear. To find it, open your mouth slightly and feel for the small hollow that forms just in front of the little flap of cartilage covering your ear canal. Using your index finger, gently press and massage this point in small circles for about 30 to 60 seconds. You can do this 2 or 3 times a day, especially when the ringing feels more prominent. It's a direct way to encourage fresh qi and blood to nourish the ear. Gentle neck stretches are also invaluable. Slowly tilting your head from side to side and gently looking over each shoulder can help release tension in the neck muscles, which often constricts the very pathways that deliver blood to your head and ears. Here are a couple of simple daily routines you can easily incorporate into your life. The first is a kidney-minus nourishing black sesame and walnut drink. This is wonderfully supportive for anyone who feels a bit drained, as that low-minus level tinnitus, and perhaps dry skin or hair. All you need is 1 tablespoon of black sesame seeds and a couple of walnuts. Use and lightly toast them in a dry pan for a minute to bring out their aroma, then grind them in a coffee grinder or blender. Just mix this powder into a cup of warm water or your morning oatmeal. The best time to have this is in the morning, as it provides a deep, grounding source of energy for the day ahead. However, if you have a very sensitive stomach or a tendency towards loose stools, you might want to start with a smaller amount as it is quite rich. A good way to check if it's right for you is to notice how you feel afterwards. Do you feel comfortably warm and nourished? Or does your stomach feel heavy and bloated? Your body will tell you. My second recommendation is a calming goji berry and chrysanthemum foot soak, perfect for the evening. This is especially helpful if your ringing is the loud, stress-related type, or if you have trouble sleeping. For this, you'll need a small handful of dried goji berries, about a tablespoon of dry chrysanthemum flowers, and a scoop of Epsom salts. First, steep the goji berries and chrysanthemum flowers in a cup of boiling water for about 10 minutes, just like making tea. Then, fill a basin with comfortably warm water. Add the Epsom salts and pour in your herbal tea. Soak your feet for about 15 to 20 minutes an hour before you plan to go to sleep. In TCM, soaking the feet in warm water helps to draw excess energy downwards away from the head. It calms the mind, releases tension, and prepares the body for restful sleep. This is generally safe for everyone, but you should avoid it if you have any open sores or infections on your feet. Notice how you feel. Do you feel more grounded? Is the chatter in your mind and in your ears a little quieter? This simple ritual can be a profound act of self-care. One of the most important things to remember on your wellness journey is that what works wonders for your neighbor might not be right for you. It's a common mistake to hear about a miracle herb or a specific diet and jump right in, only to be disappointed when you don't get the same results. For instance, your friend might rave about how drinking chrysanthemum tea completely silenced their loud, stress-induced tinnitus. Hearing this, you might try it for your own low-humming tinnitus, but if your issue stems from a deficiency of kidney energy, which is a cold condition, taking a pulling herb like chrysanthemum could actually weaken your system further and potentially make things worse. This is why traditional Chinese medicine places so much emphasis on pattern differentiation. The type of ringing, what makes it better or worse, and what other signs your body is showing are all crucial clues to understanding your unique internal landscape. Copying someone else's solution without understanding your own pattern can lead to frustration. True healing comes from listening to your own body story. Your body is always communicating with you through whispers and nudges. That ringing in your ears isn't an enemy to be silenced, it's a messenger asking you to listen more deeply. Every small, consistent step you take towards better health is a victory. It's about progress, not perfection. Your ears are your bridge to the world, to conversations with loved ones, to the sound of music, to the gentle rustle of leaves in the wind. Don't ignore their whispers. A few seconds of daily massage or a warm, nourishing drink could be the natural boost they need to keep you connected. Have you ever noticed your ringing gets worse with stress or after a poor night's sleep? I'd love to hear about your experience in the comments. And please, share this with a friend.